Say, today I wanted to talk about detachment. Okay, detachment has been one of my most favorite topics, and even before I could get into practicing detachment, there was a very long time that I really wanted to understand what is it exactly and how do we get into that state. Okay, so before understanding what is detachment, let's understand what is attachment. Okay, you can check yourself if you are into this emotion of attachment. Okay, now attachment in Hindi is called moh. Okay, mohit ho jana and things like that. Let's say you are attached to someone. Okay, that may be your parents, that may be your spouse, that may be your children, that may be your twin flame, that may be your friend, whoever it is. So how does it feel like, okay, when you are attached to a person? You will have this sense of thinking about them, okay, a lot, maybe, probably. And you will also have this emotion of when they are sad, you become sad. And this increasing emotion in attachment is that you are doing much more than they are doing. There is this increasing sense of getting hurt by the people with whom you are attached. So every word of them matters to you. It is like a judgment sheet, as though God is giving you this judgment. It really matters what these people tell you, how they treat you. So let's say the person whom you love is sad. You become sad alongside. Okay. And if this person does not do some work, forgets it by chance, or whatever may be the reason that you had asked him or her to do, then you start feeling so bad about it. You start feeling, okay, that person, I am not important for that person. And because we are all humans, and anyone who is still in the human form in the matrix right now, we all have a lot of lessons yet to learn. So even though I'm talking about detachment right now, because I have been able to detach myself from many people, still only a few weeks ago I realized that I'm so attached to my kids. And again, like, I almost in every other podcast of mine or every other live session of mine, I always keep talking about love and attachment. Okay, so the difference between love and attachment. Love is a free flowing emotion which is free from expectations. Just think about it. Okay, so let's say we say that mothers are capable of loving their children. What does it actually mean? It means that I gave birth to my children. That involved a lot of pain and sacrifices. But for that, if I'm that kind of a mother who's like selfless and sacrificing, what we generally want to think about mothers as, I will not expect anything in return. So I will only be freely giving. Okay. So that is actually love. And however, one aspect of love which people don't talk about is that I'm also ready to receive. Why, some people will say that, no, we are very good at receiving. Just imagine that someone comes and tells you, oh, you're looking so nice today. Or, goes on saying very good things about you. Two things might happen, most likely. One, you'll start thinking, why is this person saying so many good things? Okay, does this person has some ulterior motive which is not clear right now? The second thing, you will get embarrassed. Okay, so with me, the second thing always happened. I used to get embarrassed and I would say, nahi, aisa to nahi hai. Okay, so those kind of things. Or like, let's say someone told me on a certain day when I was wearing a sari that, oh, you're looking so nice. You carry the sari so well, even though you don't put the palla properly and things like that. Then I would end up saying thank you. And then immediately within 1 second, I have to return, oh, you are also looking so nice today. A lot of us do this. You know why? Because we are not open to receiving. So a part of love is not just giving, but also to be receptive, to be ready to receive. Anyway, getting back to detachment or getting back to attachment versus love. So attachment happens because of weakness, because of low vibrational energy, because you associate your safety, sense of safety, security, and happiness with something outside yourself. Okay, now the entire, you think about it, I'm sure that this sounds very ideal, but it's not just ideal, it is true also. Okay, some people may come up, some very, very logical people may come up and tell me that that's not true, Arunima. We are all humans. Of course, I am. I agree. We are all humans, and I told you that only a few weeks ago. I realized that I still have to work on my attachment with my kids. So, just as a mother, we were talking about the fact that, mothers also tend to have expectations with their kids. Basic expectations like that he will understand my emotion. When I ask him to study, he should study. When I ask him to go off to sleep, he should go off to sleep at least. But a lot of mothers, especially of sons, and even of, I'm sure, not just mothers of sons, but even mothers of daughters, we see how they are not detached in love, how they are not freely giving away love to their kids. Why? How are so many marriages breaking? I think one of the researchers shared that most of the marriages, I think 60 to 70% of the marriages, not 70, I think 80% of the marriages are breaking because of the intervention of the parents, especially that of the son. So is this called love? No, this is not called love. When you expect that your son will get married, and after marriage he's going to get a lot of dowry, and then he is going to treat his wife as secondary and you as primary, that is a big expectation, that too undue expectation. So this is not love. So attachment is an emotion where you have a lot of expectations that because I'm doing this, so this person will give me back this. Second thing, when that person is sad, you also become sad. If that person is low energy, you are becoming low energy. If that person is high energy, then you become high energy. Okay, so that sense of attachment, that is also a part of being attached to the person. The third thing I talked about, symptoms of attachment, is you have this sense of as if you are doing some, in Hindi there is this word na ehsan. You're doing something like so big for this person and this person is not returning it. But love is not ehsan. Na? Love is not something like, you don't decide to fall in love with someone. Okay. So because I love this person so much, so this person should love me back. This is also attachment. Or, feeling that hurt. Like I always already said that, every word of that person matters to you. Whether this person did what you asked him or her to do, matters to you a lot. And even if the person forgot just by chance that, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot, then you start overthinking and thinking, this is not working. This person does not love me as much as I do. So this is attachment. This is not love. So when love happens, then you do your part of the work and you stop thinking about what the other person has to do or has not to do. Absence of expectation creates love. Okay. And absence of attachment creates love. And today we were wanting to talk about detachment. So detachment is that emotion where all that matters to you is your actions. Okay. And to a situation where you will do all your work, which we also call nishkam kriya. So nishkam is in the sense that there's no intention of gain when you do that work. So the entire idea that when you are detached, only then can you love. If this person still manages to hurt you, if what this person says or how this person behaves manages to bring about restlessness within you, then you are still attached to that person. If you are attached, please know you don't love this person. That's something that I realized only 15 days ago when my kids were not listening and I felt that, oh my God, I'm doing all the work. And I was not well actually. And I realized, oh my God, I'm doing so much and then they're not realizing. And then I had to check myself after I cried loads. Then I realized, oh, I am getting attached. That means I'm not, emitting love as a mother. And when I truly emit love, free of expectations, I've seen my sons return the love 10 times more. Right? Like I think I wrote a post also during Diwali wherein I had just undergone a fracture, a knee, in my legs, and because of which I was not able to do work. And I was just sitting sadly, and then my sons came and asked me that, what is it? How can we help you? And things like that. And then I told them that, no, you are too young. They managed to do. Most of the work was done by my kids, beginning from cleaning the fan to everything, except cooking. I think everything else was done by my kids only. So that is not to tell you that, when you give love, then you'll get it back. Again, when you think that if I give love, then I'll get it back, again, this is not love anymore. No? You have expectation. So thinking of love and detachment is just doing your work, कर्म कर फल की चिंता मत कर. Okay, and when you get to the statement फल की चिंता मत कर, when you are thinking कि फल के बारे में नहीं सोचना मुझे, it is not actually that the फल will not come back. The fruit will come to you, but it will come back more easily. When you are doing your work with utmost integrity and honesty, the fruit will come back to you, much faster. That's the only difference. Like many people try to think that this is so ideal, this is not good, and things like that. That how will I not? I just keep working and I get nothing back in return. No, you will get back manifold in return if you actually operate from love and detachment. So, like detachment. If I have to compare metaphorically, I can say that let's say you are preparing some pakoda for your family. So when you prepare pakoda, okay, you may be using your fingers to, mold the thing and then put it in the fry pan. But you don't use your hand anymore in the fry pan. Okay, you use a spatula, right? You use a spatula too because the oil is too hot for you to touch it. So attachment is like that only. You are literally putting your hand into that and then doing work into that hot oil. Detachment is to use a spatula and do the thing from a distance. That is to say that in a way that, you do things without getting too much involved into it. Like every moment, I've seen many people say that I gave them this gift on this occasion and see what have they given back. It's all right. I do understand that, it hurts and you had, put in so much of money and effort for them. But that is their karma. People who are not paying back, people who are not returning what you gave, things like that, that is their karma. Now, one, that they're not giving, that is one problem. Another problem you are creating by taking load and stress about they are not giving. So you are like, they have already created a karma. Now you are creating your karma and bringing yourself into pain at that moment. And again, for future also, you are, making this karma. How are you making this karma? In the sense that when you think badly about someone, then you also associate some level of emotion with that person, which you will have to repay again. Do you understand? So you'll have to repay again. So there will be a situation for you to come back, perhaps take another lifetime to come back and take this payment back. The best way is actually detachment. To not care for what the other person is doing, saying, feeling. Do your work. If you feel unhappy, then leave it. That's it. And many people say that this is easier done than said. Yes, it may be easier said than done, but this may be easier to say, but it is not so difficult to do as people think. You should have the right intentions that, okay, I'm going to put myself on a path where I'm going to have lesser expectations from people and where I'm going to stay detached. And you know what? Whom are you doing service to? You're doing service to yourself. No one else. Like when we think of, attachment, how you operate from attachment, I have to done so much, I feel so much, I keep remembering him or her so much, and then this person does not remember me at all. Or look at this person is so free, okay, talk to me badly the other day, and then this person does not get back to me and is not trying to reconnect and things like that. When you do all those things, then who is being hurt? You are being hurt. Okay, so by detachment and by putting your mind free of expectations, you are doing the biggest service to yourself. That's an act of self-love. Okay, so so that's about detachment and love. Love can only happen after you have detached. Okay, and detachment from what actually? So detachment does not only happen with your family members. Detachment can be also with your identity. Like last year, for some time, especially when my leg got fractured and things like that, there was a part of a few months when I absolutely lost myself, and I call that as dark night of the soul. Dark night of the soul is a period of spiritual awakening and twin flame awakening, wherein you see no hope in life. You don't know why are you here, what nonsense is happening. Everything seems dark. it's a very suffocating situation wherein you feel that all the doors are closed. People want to meet you, but you still think that I don't want to meet people at all. And you are just trying to make sense of why is this place, made? Why are we here on earth? What nonsense is happening? Why couldn't we stay with God forever? And it was a very, very sad situation. I think I was like hopeless totally. And everything was running very well before that. Everything started running well after that. But that phase, I was like in absolute hopelessness. And I felt that um, I don't deserve to be. And I started being critical of everything, starting from my looks to everything. And then I started looking at the fact that I used to be such a fast reader. I could read 2, 3 books in one day, and I'm not able to finish off 10 pages in one day. I remembered I used to write, I have written books in 6 days, and I was not able to focus enough to be able to write like even one page or one post on Facebook. So, what I'm trying to talk about presently is trying to detach from your identity also. What is identity? If you look at that, what is identity? Identity is your name, right? Your qualifications, your gender, your community. I'm a Hindu, and many more things like, you associate, I'm a fast reader, I'm a speed reader, I'm a writer, I'm an author, I'm a TEDx speaker. All those kind of things are your identity, but they will not always be. You know what? They will not always be, because things keep changing and your mind will not always be, or your body will not always be the strong the way it has always been. There will be moments of doubt, big level of doubt. There will be moments when you will falter, and there will be moments when you will not be able to pick yourself up either, and you'll have to lie down in the dust there to bite the dust, so called. Okay. So at that moment, when you start comparing yourself from your elevated state, or when I was a leader, or when I was doing these kind of things, I was a topper, that is only going to bring about pain. The only thing that you can do, which I realized like after wasting a lot of time, and then I started bouncing back, which I realized that no, identity shifts. Okay. Identity doesn't stay the same. Just as I was once a 16-year-old and today I'm a 40-year-old. I cannot stay a 16-year-old all my time, all my life. My hair is graying and I'll die in a few years. So, and at that point of time, I don't know if I'll be able to walk, if my kids will be with me or not. So life can get from bad to worse. Life can get, from good to better. It can, change anytime. So you should not associate with your identity either. Okay. And with your career, sometimes you're at the top of the career, and sometimes you're not doing so well. And especially when I talk about career, don't get yourself attached to the position that you are in. In the bad times, when you think about the good times, you become really sad. But even in the good times, don't think that this is you. I think I had done that. Like when I was elected the general secretary of my college, and my name and my picture was all there in the newspapers back in 2005, I believe. And so for quite some time, I had this huge level of arrogance, even though my friends thought that I was not arrogant, but I think I did associate myself with that. And that showed in the coming years, that arrogance. Fortunately, it has all faltered away with last year's dark night. And you got to realize that there's no one superior, there's no one inferior. All of us are in our own journeys. Okay. Whatever we are getting is probably because we have done some good things in the past life. Whatever we are suffering is because we have done something in the past life. And every lesson that comes to us is a lesson that you need to learn for your soul's journey. Okay. So whatever is required will happen. Like let's say if you're attached to your kids and the kids are not paying back, then probably you've done something to earn it. Stop feeling that emotion or stop overthinking about it, because ultimately from the heart of hearts, you will not wish bad for your kids. Okay. So if you stop overthinking, first of all, you will save your kids from that bad emotion. Second thing, you will get your own peace of mind, and you'll stop being restless. And the third very, very important thing that people don't know, when you wish bad for others or when you think bad for others, what happens is you are building karma. And let's say you feel that this person needs to be answered back, or this person needs to suffer, or this person needs a great lesson. Guess who is going to give that lesson? You. will give that lesson in the next lifetime. You are creating one more lifetime filled with pain when you think on these lines. That is why detachment is so, so important. Okay, so you should not let yourself get down into those depths of overthinking of about how sad I am, oh my god, I'm this person alone and stuff like that. Okay, so now let's talk about what are the I've actually written down number of things over here. So what are the advantages of detachment? What are the advantages of detachment? The first one is peace of mind. I can vouch for that very, very nicely. I have undergone a spiritual awakening, and it was actually a twin flame awakening. So the first step was actually to detach from the twin flame. And that happened in a manner that I really, really gained a lot of my peace of mind. And, like right now, I paused. My mind is such a calm place to be in. Okay, when that the first detachment happens, the first detachment and the last detachments are generally the bigger one, the biggest ones. Like presently I'm trying to detach from my kids and trying to detach from whatever result they are getting in their exams, or if they are playing games on the laptop, or if they are wasting time with their friends. So I cannot go out of my way to make myself unhealthy to stop them. Okay, I can just tell them things and try to get things done. And I will not be a mother who's going to hit the children and give them something, a bruise that is never going to be that they will never be able to get over. So understanding, making these aware choices, this awareness comes from the awakening only. So the fact that I now have a peace of mind, and from this peace of mind I'm like stepping back and then watching my own actions. Okay, if I hit him, like I remember hitting him a month ago, and then I felt so bad about it. I realized that, because this is what parents are not realizing, because parents are also not aware. Parents are not awake. You are sleeping. So when you sleep and then you keep hitting your, नहीं ये तो deserve करता है, ये हमारे माँ बाप भी करते थे. हमारे माँ बाप करते थे, तो they are not gods, please. That's the first assumption that we all have. Parents are gods. No, parents are also human beings. If they were gods, then they wouldn't have been our parents. Okay. So the fact that you are able to make aware choices when you are detached. So start detaching from things, from people, from situations, from your money status and whatever you know else. So at that situation you get awareness about other things also. Okay, so you can make better decisions in life. Okay, you can make better decisions in life. The most important thing that happens is you can see what you are doing. Unfortunately, a lot of us, when we are judging someone else, when we are attaching ourselves, this person doesn't love me back and I'm doing all the work, the mind manipulates in a way that it's not the mind, actually it's your shadow that manipulates the facts into you not realizing what you have done. Okay, what you have done with the other person to reap this. Why is this other person behaving like this? Why is this other person silent, or whatever is the reason? Okay, so we are somehow in that shadow that we don't see what we have done, how the other person may have felt. We are not able to put ourselves into the other person's shoe to realize what our actions have done to the other. This is the biggest thing that happens with detachment. You're able to see yourself also, so you become like the real you can now observe your ego doing work which can be hurtful to others also. So and then you can actually see the truth, which is very, very important. See the truth as, sometimes when we are too much into attachment, we don't even realize that the other person is not interested in us at all. Okay, you're just operating from your own wonderland and thinking that because I like this person has to like me. Some of us are in this la la land, and then we think that because I'm so nice, anyone should like me. And then you realize, oh my god, this person has not been responding to my messages, or maybe this person is not available for me whenever I require him or her. So you are able to see the truth, because detachment kind of makes you step a little back and then see things as they are, instead of when you are in the you know in that scenario. Okay, so and then you start giving easily. Very, very nice thing, you start giving away easily. You are also open to receiving. That's something that detachment brings about. Why don't we receive? Why don't we want to receive? Like I just said about compliments, we don't like to receive compliments. The moment someone tells me, you used to tell me, now I am open to receiving compliments. So receiving compliments in the sense like, 2 3 years ago when I was in job, and then people, I remember some teacher, she told me that you're looking very pretty in the sari, you carry the sari so well. And I said, thank you so much. And I was feeling so embarrassed, oh my God, can I look nice and things like that. And then I told her also, you're looking very nice in your salwar suit as well. What was the need? Okay, you could have said this a little later. It's like answering back. It's like repaying. I will not keep this loan with me. I will not keep this credit. Like, take it back. So detachment makes you a great giver, and detachment makes it easy for you to receive also. Receiving is very, very important. Okay. And when you are detached to the outcome, you can answer back as well. Like if someone compliments me, like let's say someone is complimenting me and I can see that this is coming from a real, detachment also makes intuition possible. Okay. So the fact that if I can see that this is coming from a, really emotional heart, or like this is the intention is good, or the intention is real and honest, then I receive it and I say thank you so much. And I ensure that after some time, or maybe next day, I say some good things about this person, so this person also feels good because of me. Okay. And at the time when I see that there are some other intentions, if it's a man, then I ensure that I say enough that he doesn't return to me at all. So all these things are made possible because of detachment. You don't sacrifice yourself, the best thing, because now that you can see the truth, you're not sacrificing yourself, because when you're dealing with narcissists and you're attached to narcissists, you are ready to do anything and everything to be with them. Okay. So when you are detached in love, then you automatically understand that this is a narcissist who is trying to take advantage of me. So let me just stay at a distance. So, and you're not hurt. The best thing that happens is you don't constantly keep hurting yourself because of other people's judgment or other people's behavior, or that this is not about me. Like a lot of women have these issues. I also had. I'm sure every woman has, whoever is married, with their mother-in-laws. And I did so much for her. And all that she gave back was, loads of criticism and whatever. In some cases, I've heard that women have heard abuse also from their mother-in-laws and taken abuse also. So that is, I treated her like better than I treated my mother, and then she didn't give me back anything. Okay. So in those situations, you become aware of the fact that why am I doing what am I doing? Because when you're from, working from the space of detachment, then you know whether I have to do or I don't have to do at all. Okay. So if you're doing, then you know that I'm giving away freely because I am a person who likes giving. Okay. She is an old woman. She deserves my service. Okay. So I am a good person who will really give the service and, will do my best to make her feel good. Okay. However, beyond that is not my choice. Okay. And beyond that is not my problem. If I do my best and despite that she feels कि नमक कम रह गया था, इसमें चीनी डल गया था, and whatever nonsense happened, कि time पे मेरे को दवाई नहीं दिया था, and she is not talking to me nicely, that's her problem. Okay. So you stop getting hurt, which is the biggest advantage of, acting from detachment. And as I already said, I'll always say that love is only possible when you are acting from detachment, from the space of detachment. If you are attached to the result, then it's not happening. Karm kar, phal ki chinta mat kar. So the fact that, and it's not just true in the sense of, in the worldly sense, it's also true in the spiritual sense, that when you seriously have the intention of serving, then you are seriously given a good, reward as well. You may or may not realize it at the moment, but later when you put the dots together, you will realize that yes, I was given this because I had put in a lot of efforts. Okay. And whatever is best for you is always given. Okay. So stop thinking that, the world is not nice to me, or, a lot of people have this thing against God also, that, God does not love me, or God does not listen to me. There are some people, and I'll tell you that this is the energy game. When we come back to God, the emotions related to God is also a part of the energy game. To be in a state of detachment, you need to be in a high vibrational state. I'll talk about it in some time. So what is high vibrational state? I'll be able to talk about it in some time. But think of what do you think about God? Okay. Just take 5 seconds and think, what do you think about God? Are you in constant communication with God? Like I remember someone told something nonsensical to me, and then I said that, some man was saying something, and I said that I wanted to share my picture with, my man. And then I shared a picture of Lord Shiva with a young girl. So I said, this is my husband, this is my father, and he's everyone to me. So I'm operating here. I'm almost a sadhvi. So then this man ended up saying कि तो हम लोग तो सभी पूजा करते हैं. I said, आप लोग पूजा करते हैं. He's my life partner. Okay. So I'm not trying to say that I have reached there. I am still a human being. I'm still here. So everyone is on their path. Everyone is reaching somewhere. We all are taking similar steps, but we all have our own life journeys and lessons to learn. So the fact that, let's say you think of God as someone that, you consistently pray. I've seen many women do that actually, praying for 2 hours, 3 hours. And then after that, they get up and pick up the mobile phone and call up their sister or someone and start saying things against their own daughter-in-laws. I've seen women do that. You're praying to God at one hand and then you are criticizing someone else immediately. Or you're praying to God and then you are doubting कि पता नहीं होगा कि नहीं होगा, होगा कि नहीं होगा. So then you don't have faith in God. That you need to really realize that if you have faith in God, then why should you doubt? If God is actually going to help you, then you should be aware that whatever happens will be for your good. And the main line being that people actually, kind of mess up and manipulate and don't try to understand is, God is not deciding your life. Your karma has decided your life. What you have already done, you are repaying. Okay? The intervention of God happens when you pray to God. And when you pray to God with full honesty, you should be sure that whatever God does will be in your favor. Okay? That may be that a child fails in a certain class because the child was taking studies for granted. What happens with his failure? When he fails, then he starts understanding that no, I got to study. If he has to repeat 1 year, then he understands that no, I got to study now seriously. Otherwise, he was not studying seriously because he was passing. He was doing this sloppy work and he was still passing. So sometimes failure is important. So you got to understand that whatever is happening for your well-being only. You got to, have that much faith. So coming back to, and then, some people being in that state that, if this happens, then I'm going to pay you this much. Okay. If this happens, to 5 kilo laddu chadaungi. That is again kind of a bribing kind of a situation. You think you have all the power and energy on the planet that you can bribe God also. No. I think the best form of service to God or service to yourself is to surrender to God. Whatever, if you want something, then you just ask for it and you surrender. Try to listen more. And that listening, like people say that in prayer, you speak to God. In meditation, you listen to God. Or God speaks to you in meditation. So try to have that kind of conversational time also with God. You don't have time for God and then you think that, your life is going to change. And but however, there is this, famous dialogue in Devo Ke Dev Mahadev. And he says something like, when my worshipper asks me for something, asks me for security and blessing, I give it to him or her. But even when they don't ask me, I still give it to him or her. Okay. So even when you're not thinking about God, God is still thinking about you. So you can judge whether you are in high vibration or low vibration, depending on how you are operating with God. So coming to how to reach the state of detachment. Okay. How to reach the state of detachment. There are many people and many videos, I'm sure they'll talk about ye karo, wo karo, wo karo. But before getting into how to reach that state, I'll tell you one thing, that detachment requires a high vibrational energy. Okay. And to reach a high vibrational energy, what does it mean? To be doing certain practices which will take you to high vibration. Okay. It's not like, today you decide and then you will get on the path of detachment. No, for detachment, you need that kind of space where you are acting from the high vibration. How can you reach high vibration? There are 2-3 methods to reach high vibration before you get into detachment. High vibration, drink a lot of water. Okay, these are the physical ways you can reach into high vibration. Drink a lot of water, at least 3 to 4 liters of water every day. Don't eat junk food. Please eat home cooked food, more of fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay. Then give up on caffeine, please. Very, very important if you talk about the intake, because what goes inside the body definitely, makes your body and your mind into that. Apart from that, you can try healing, Reiki healing, angel healing, and meditation definitely, to be able to reach that state of high vibration, because high vibration is very important. You can do yoga. In fact, you can do any kind of exercise which kind of releases your toxins. What happens with exercising is that you know, uh, it releases the extra fat, and it transforms it into a form of energy. What happens when you lose weight? People think, "Arey, weight loss kaise ho gaya iska?" But when I had lost weight, right now I have gained back much that I had lost. But when I was losing weight 2 3 years ago, I had lost 15 kg weight. At that point of time, when I started losing weight, I started gaining more energy to do more and more exercise, because the fat was getting released and becoming energy. So you got to come into that high vibrational state and then do these things that I'm talking about. So, first and the easiest way of how to get into detachment is, like, let's imagine one person whom you really, really love. Okay. And how do you get detached to this person? The easiest way and is to actually, like, keep giving from your side. Okay. Keep giving from your side. Whatever you feel like, you keep giving and keep saying, and, let it happen. There will come a day, now this is a longer way, there will come a day that you will realize that what I'm giving, I'm not receiving back. This person does not love me as much as I love him or her. Okay. So in that situation, you must realize that letting go happens in the situation of stress and hurt only. Like, you can't let go sitting in a normal, calmed state. The entire act of letting things go can happen when you are absolutely hurt. Get into the peak of that emotion and then just decide, I will let it go. Like sitting right now, and I think that, I love someone and that person doesn't love me back. And I think I'll let that person go. It will not happen. I will have to go into those emotions. I said this, he said that, I did this for him, he went to another person, or things like that. Think about those things. And when I get extremely sad, then I tell my mind, let this go. It has actually taken a toll of my health, my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical health, everything. Let it go. That's the easiest yet the longest way. Okay. Another way is journaling. Journaling is actually a great, great way. And even though it seems like a tedious task, journaling is actually the fastest way, I would say. Fastest in the sense that you maintain a diary, okay, and you start writing your everyday emotions. Sometimes you don't even know what are we attached to, who is it that we attach to most, or what is it that we attach to most. So maybe you are approaching it from the sense of you don't have the awareness of what all things I have to get detached with. So you start writing this diary. Writing is such a beneficial spiritual act. You will not even understand. Within 7 to 14 days, you will start watching that difference inside yourself. You will feel as if a total person's weight is out of you. Journaling can be that beneficial. And unfortunately, a lot of my mentees, like, when I've healed them or taught them angel healing, given them Reiki healing and taught them hope, Ho'oponopono, everything, what happens is that it acts like as though it's cocaine or something, okay? And I'm not even joking, because you get this one, what do you say? You get it once for like 5 days, 7 days, and you feel so energized, then you leave it and move ahead. But healing or, journaling, all these things are like food. You need to do them regularly. Okay, just like you cannot skip one day's meal and then feel I'm going to feel fine. You have to think of healing and journaling in the same manner. So you got to do it regularly. Okay. So do your journaling regularly. You will be able to see patterns. And very soon, because journaling is like, whatever is stuck inside your subconscious mind, which is sometimes we don't know what we are feeling. Sometimes, maximum times. Okay. So maximum number of times, even we are unaware of what we think or feel. Okay. When writing starts happening, your subconscious, in the beginning, you will be writing consciously. What should I write? Kya likhu? Ye sab, But gradually what will happen is every day you will start waiting for that time. That let me get on to that time and then I'll start, writing. And today I'm going to write about this. Today I'm like so angry with this. Or today I'm so happy about this little thing that happened, that rose in my garden, or whatever. Just write about everything that you're feeling. And you will see that there is a pattern. You are flushing out bad energy, you are inviting good energy, and you will start getting detached with others. Okay. The third thing, which is very, very direct to understand, is if you want to stay detached with others, you got to get obsessed with your own growth. Okay. If you want to stay away from, attaching yourself to others and others' achievements and others' emotions and acts or whatever, then what you can do actually is to make your own set of goals. Where are you lagging behind? What is it that you need to do? Start from your physical body. That is the most important thing, because this is the vehicle in which you can do things, where your soul is sitting, and you have to do things from operating from this vehicle only. So the first should be your body. Like, how can I get disease free? What is it that I need to do? Do I need to walk a lot? Do I need to improve my diet? Do I need to include meditation? And then, let's say, getting onto your career or getting onto your relationships, where do I need to do the work? So getting obsessed with your growth, and I'm using a negative term like obsessed, but you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Like, bringing the focus back on yourself, bringing your self love into operation. We are all here to be able to love ourselves. We are all here to be able to find God within ourselves. So bring back the focus right on you, your growth, and how are you as a person will also get you detached to other people's. आज ये बोल रहे हैं, कोई बात नहीं, बोलने दो, मेरे को तो ये वाला काम खत्म करना था. So it will bring you into that kind of a state. Okay, so that is very important. And then I would say, if you have healed enough, you can go for Vipassana. Now, Vipassana is not meant for everyone. In the sense, it is meant for everyone. However, you should go there only when you have the courage to. Okay, because what happens in Vipassana was, when I went there, the first day everyone seemed like, before you stop, before silence happens, I met this girl. I would call her girl only because she was at least 10 years younger to me, and she was just married, and the husband had asked her to go for Vipassana. Okay, and she gave me a huge lecture. I was like absolutely quiet because I had gone there to be quiet only. She was talking. So in the evening we were asked to keep quiet. So before evening, in the afternoon, she came to my room also. She said, "Iske baad to nahi mil payenge, let me talk to you." And she gave me a huge lecture. हर इंसान को अपनी spiritual life के बारे में सोचना चाहिए. And she talked about so many things. I thought, my God, this girl is so wise. And what happened was, on the second day itself, she left. She left Vipassana on the second day. Even though I'm laughing right now, I'm just saying that human beings, I'm laughing not at her, I'm laughing at humanity. A lot of us are so obsessed with the idea of saying good things rather than practicing those good things. Okay, so she said a lot of good things. Okay, but the very second day she went away, and I could not talk to her because I was there till the 10th day. Second day, a few people left. Third day, a few people left. By the 8th, 9th day, a lot of people had already left, because keeping quiet is not everyone's cup of tea. And when you keep quiet, the most disturbing thoughts will come. I think I've already made a video on that from when I went for Vipassana the first time. I saw the most gross imagination happening in my mind, and I saw some of the most violent past lives. I was shown the past lives and things I had to resolve while keeping quiet. So Vipassana can be, and not everyone is going to suffer that, okay, please. I think I was at that level where I was supposed to be shown that, and that is why I went for Vipassana. Some people will only get annoyed with silence and come out. But when you keep quiet, it is a little difficult. Not a little, it can be quite difficult for many people. But Vipassana is a very, very big way of detaching yourself. You suddenly, that ego is shaken out of you, and you start realizing, okay, the world can operate without me. My kids can stay without me. Everything is happening in the outside world. I'm here. So you start realizing that the over importance you were giving yourself is not so valid. Like, last year in April, I got very sick. One day I had to be taken to emergency, and I saw my kids, and I thought that I'm living my life for my kids. They were fine. Obviously, they were very sad. They were with their father. And then my mother was calling up and frantically and things like that. But I thought that eventually, if I'm not there, that few hours of my life taught me that even if I'm not there, nothing bad is going to happen. Frankly, I think I was kind of giving myself too much of importance. I'm not that important. Okay. One person removed from the planet does not mean much. So, those kind of things will happen in Vipassana also, and you'll become very free. You'll think, "Arey, कुछ ज़्यादा ही tension लेके चल रहे थे." Then, another very easy way of ridding yourself from negativity and getting into these practices like high vibrational state and trying to detach is salt bath. Very, very easy. You can make it a point to take at least 2 to 3 salt baths in 1 week. Which salt? You should be mindful. That should be the pink salt, the rock salt. Okay, 1 spoon of rock salt in 1 bucket of water. You just put it there and let it be there for 30 seconds, and then take a bath. After you've taken a bath from this salt water, then you refresh the bucket and then take new water and then put it back on yourself again. Okay. And basically, the last thing that I would suggest will be shadow work. Like clear cut, straight away get into shadow work. Shadow work is very, very, like it may not be a very, very beautiful experience for everyone in the beginning, especially, but eventually it becomes a good experience in the sense that you feel very light. You're not bothered by जो भी सोचना है सोचो क्या फर्क पड़ता है. Like, some people are telling me, why are you writing love poetry? अब, what might people be thinking? And I've literally seen men thinking कि अच्छा love poem लिखती है, सामने से साध्वी बन रही है और love poetry, so everyone falls in love. So, but the fact that it doesn't bother me anymore, anyone judging me anyway does not bother me anymore. So, but there are still many things that do bother me, right? So we are all, still like reaching towards God. We are all towards that path. What I'm trying to talk about is to not block your own path. Okay. Shadow work, there are many books on shadow work and there are many courses on shadow work. Shadow work is basically, I've talked about shadow number of times. Like you can see this sunlight falling on me in such a beautiful manner. And on the side, it is not falling. That is the darker side. Okay. Which cannot be seen. So it's making kind of a shadow this side. Okay. So wherever the shadow is made, that aspect of the personality, obviously we're not talking about the sun, we are talking about the personality right now. So that aspect of the personality is not known to you consciously. Your unconscious mind has it. Okay. So we have suppressed a lot of our parts. How does it begin? Obviously it has been there for past lives also. And in the present life, if you think about, like, let's say my child likes to play badminton even inside the house. Okay, so he takes his racket and then he starts playing things, and then he has already, like, 1 or 2 of my lights in our house is like gone. Okay, so I stopped him. So an aspect of him got suppressed. Obviously I try to get him to play outside. However, let's imagine in a situation that I was an extreme kind of a mother and I stopped him from playing badminton altogether, and I said I don't like it. So a golden aspect of my child playing badminton is gone. Right? Like, so there can be many things, like, girls being suppressed for speaking too loudly, or boys being suppressed of crying. How can you cry? You're a boy. Oh, are you a girl? Things like that. So that aspect of you has been suppressed. It's a part of your shadow because your conscious self does not want to accept it. So you are not whole. You are a part. You are partially biased against your original self. And in reality, we are actually carrying contradictions. Okay? We are carrying contradictions within ourselves. And that is why we say that, opposite poles attract. Or like you have this twin flames. Twin flames are masculine and feminine. They are opposites and they are just the same soul. Okay? They are the opposites, but they are the same soul. So which clearly says that opposites are meant to be complementary. You are whole when you are complementary with opposite aspects of your personality. And when you actually do shadow work, the biggest thing that will happen is you will stop judging others also. Like whatever happened with Ranveer Allahabadia, whatever he did, like that was absolute nonsense, I believe. But I don't understand. Some people are saying, giving him death threats. There are so many rapists moving around in India. Every 16 minutes, some woman is raped. And for heaven's sake, women are raped inside their houses most of all. Why aren't these people giving death threats to the rapists? Nirbhaya can't happen. So many things happened. This Nepali student, 20-year-old, she was, the way she has been and what is the university doing? No one is giving death threats to them. But Ranveer Allahabadia, because he was running 100 crore business or whatever, that's why he is being questioned. So this level of judgment, now you will become more sensible and practical when you do shadow work. And obviously sense of detachment will come, and you'll start thinking about yourself. You will become the focus of your life, and the unnecessary focus will start moving, away, and start dripping away from what there should be actually. So I'll just repeat myself. Detachment is a sense of doing your work and staying away from you get back in return. Karm kar phal ki chinta mat kar, and I will say that over and over again. Phal ki chinta mat kar does not mean that you will not get the phal. Okay, it does not mean that the fruit will not come. In fact, the fruit will come faster when you have no intention, ulterior motive or intention in doing a certain work. I'll do this and I'll get this back. When you are not operating from that, when you are detached from the outcome, then you will get the result faster, because this time God will be able to give you the result. Okay, when you are detached from people, only then can you operate from love, because love is an extension of detachment. If you attach to that person, I'm doing this, will this person do this back? Okay, this is not love. This is again terms and conditions apply, and you are not only hurting the other person may run away from you, but you are actually hurting yourself deeply when you do that. When you start attaching yourself, I am a mother, I have done all these things. And how am I saying this? Because I have done all these errors. These errors have been committed by me, and that's why I'm talking about it. So as a single mother, I would think, oh my God, I laid down my life for my kids, they're doing nothing in return. When you do that, then the kids are also sad, you are also sad, you are operating from hurt, you feel that the world is not good, you are taking stress, you're getting unwell. So operating from love is, the meaning is operating from a space where there are no expectations and where you are detached. That's it for today. Signing off, Arunima Sinha. Namaste.